The following program may contain language of an adult nature. Listener discretion is advised.
Views and opinions expressed on the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of alltalkradio.net.
We think it's the banning of
We
speech
are
First Amendment protected
anonymous.
material.
And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch jerk man will set you straight with some good old true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Ah, yes! Finally kicked those fuckers off the air.
It's about goddamn time. I got sick of those fucks.
Yeah, that GJ Jerkman and Maxwell Silverhammer with all their goddamn
You know what?
anti-corporate talk.
I'm just be happy. We're gonna go celebrate right now. I think we should go do some golf and butt fuck one another.
Oh, that's the greatest. I'm ready. Hold on. Go get in the car here.
Get the hell in the other side. Another side. There you go.
There we go.
All right.
Oh, this is a great day.
I'm gonna start it up now. You ready?
These bastards.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Bora Bora, here we go.
It's the STIM Radio Show.
Maxwell Silverhammer, GJ Jerkman, Cruise Control, and G Motor. Do you smell fire? I think somebody lit a cigarette. No, it's the hottest radio show on the internet. So keep it locked here from 7 to 9, cause the STEM radio fam, they ahead of their time. And now it's lesson 1, man, this is lesson 2. No format because they keep it fresh and new. And this is what I call HQ. A win for you, a musical genius, man. They can't paint it like a face is. But if the content is making you sick, take some Dayquil. And if you think that the jocks sound quirky, allow me to introduce you to the shit that irks me.
And now it's time for the man behind the microphone with the largest cock in the world. It's Maxwell Silverhammer. Yeah, bitches. So, yeah, Jerkman's not feeling well again tonight, so I'm flying solo. And so guess what? I'm going to talk myself up and how wonderful I am and how great. So every time I come in, instead of the announcements that he does where, you know, he rips on me all the time, I'm going to do announcements that pump me up, you know, because that's what I'm going to do because this is my show. So fuck you all in your throat. Anyway, yeah, so it's Thursday fucking night. Man, and I had a real late pickup last night. It was like a 9:41, you know, because the show gets done at 9. So, you know, like we always say, you know, I bitch about this all the time, but, you know, my policy on that is as long as something continues, then I'm going to continue bitching about it, you know, because obviously it's not rectified and it's still continuing to happen. So I'm going to bitch about it. And so, yeah, they all, like, during the day, I always get, you know, decent rides, you know. But for some reason, that 9 o'clock hour, you know, because every Phoebe is out fucking, you know, doing something important at 9 o'clock at night. You know, I don't know. It's really strange to me. I think it's probably... I don't know, but I know they use I love they have these robo responses, like ready to go as soon as you say, you know, why is 9 o'clock such a hard time? And then tell you, well, you know, it's a 24-hour town there, Shucky Bucky. You know, you live there, don't you? You should know. Like, don't give me that 24-hour town shit. You motherfuckers are just lazy. Or either that or you're trying to save money, you know, which is probably what they do. They probably have less drivers on at night or something. So, yeah, it was, let's see, what time? My ride was 9:41. I don't think they got here until almost 9:50 last night. So, you know, which sucks because then, you know, Jerkman's waiting here and Hamster's here and they got, you know, the kids and they're hanging out here. And it's just like, man, come the fuck on, guys. You know, so other people are being, you know, I don't, not that I love being inconvenienced, but at the same time, I get more pissed off when other people are inconvenienced. So, you know, when you're inconveniencing other people and, you know, just, you know, now they got to hang out here and they got to wait and you could tell everybody was tired, you know. And so it was one of those things where it's like, well, fuck, they're all tired. They want to go home, but we're sitting here waiting on the fucking paratransit. So anyway, I was tired last night, man. I did not sleep well the night before. So, when the guy came, he tried to ask me a few questions about the show, and he was like, "Oh man, is that radio? You guys do radio?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh, well, what kind of radio do you do?" I'm like, "Oh, talk radio." I really short responses. So I think he could tell, like, oh, this guy's not in the mood to talk. He's just not up for it. So he kind of left me alone the rest of the ride. But, this is what's funny is, so here it was. I have this 9:41 pickup last night. Well, this morning, I have a 7:35 a.m. picking me up from home, right? Guess what time they got to my house? 7:12. So, it's like, yeah, they can be late during the day, late at night when you want to go home. But early in the morning, when you're like, okay, I just want to, get showered and take my time and, kind of get up a little bit and whatever. I mean, I was ready, but it was like I was going to actually what I was going to do is I was going to upload last night's show. And I figured, well, I got a little time. I'll, go download it and then upload it to my YouTube channel. But, fuck, as soon as I got on the computer, this motherfucker, they called from the gate, and I'm like, shit. So, I'm not one of those. I mean, technically I could have made them wait, but why do that? If they're ready, plus they got people on the bus, I don't want to hold them up, because that sucks. I've been on the other end of that. There was one time when I did have one of those late night rides, and we had a person, I think their pickup wasn't till like 10:15 or something, and they picked me up at like 9:38. So, he was like, well, sorry about this, but we got to pick somebody up, and they're not due to be picked up till 10:15, and we have to wait the whole time. Something great. So we're sitting there for like 20 minutes, waiting on this fucker to, come out of work or whatever it was we were picking them up from. So that was that kind of sucked ball bag. But yeah, that's the other thing, when you got a late ride and then you got to go pick somebody else up, and and that's see, this is what I mean, guys. So when you come here to Vegas, we got a pretty shitty transportation system. So, you got to let me know in advance that, hey, I'm in town, like let me know a few weeks in advance at least, that you're going to be here. Otherwise, hey, I we got shit to do. That's, I'll never forget my one friend, Tim, who came down from Oregon, and he flew down here. And he was like, well, hey, dude, I was wondering if I could stay at your house. And I'm like, you didn't tell me you were coming here till the day of, and I got roommates and, I don't even really have, at the time, I didn't really have the setup for him. So he's like, oh, it's cool, man. I'll just go place a bet and then I'll fly home. So that's pretty much what he did. He came down here, he did come to my house for a little bit. We did go get something to eat. And then he went to the casino, placed his bet, and changed his flight, because I guess he was going to stay for at least a day. But when he figured out that he couldn't stay at my place, then he changed his flight to get him home the same night. So, yeah, pretty much he came down here to place a bet. This is the same guy who moved to Hawthorne, Nevada to run a pizza shop to see if he liked it. And when he found out he didn't, now he moved everything up there. I mean, it wasn't like, he took up residence there. It wasn't like I'm going to, go up there for a week or something. This was going to be an ongoing gig for him. And he's like, yeah, dude, I'm going to move up there and see if I like it. And of course he does. He moves up there and it's shit. He doesn't like it. So then he wants to move back here. So I was like, dude, you keep making these dumb, expensive mistakes. Nice guy, but just stupid as fuck. I'm like, man, dude, why don't you think? Anyway, I totally derailed myself. See, I didn't even need Jerkman to do that for me tonight. But, yeah, I fucking was talking about, with paratransit, with the late rides and the bullshit and all that type of stuff. So, yeah, it was just interesting that, here it was, I get a real late ride last night. Then they come early as fuck this morning. When you want them to be early, they're always late. When you want them to be late, they're always early. So that's how that goes. And here's another fucking thing. All right. When you get on these buses, all right, now keep in mind, this is Vegas. If you all are not familiar with the temperatures in Vegas, get on the fucking, check the Weather Channel or something, or go to weather.com or something. You must have some way of checking the weather. If you're on here listening to my show, you probably got a way to monitor the weather. So go on the weather site and see what the temps are here in Vegas, because in the hundreds or high 90s, low hundreds right now, which they're probably going to go up higher. Well, what really pisses me off is when I get on a bus and the fucking air conditioning's off, and you're going, are you kidding me? This is a rolling box of glass and metal, and you've got the air conditioner off in Las Vegas, And so then I'll tell the driver. This happened the other night. I'm waiting outside. I had a speaking event, and, they pull up and everything. I get on. It's fucking hotter than shit on the bus. So I tell the driver, I'm like, can you please turn the air conditioner on? So he goes, yeah, sure. Well, he turns it on, but then you get this old lady who's up in front going, oh, God, now I'm going to freeze. You're going to freeze. Are you fucking serious? It's 100 degrees outside, and you're going to freeze. You know what? I think you need to tell your doctor to up your dose of Coumadin, because you're obviously got blood issues or something. Because when it's 100 fucking degrees, either that or you just came from goddamn dialysis or something. But, yeah, it's like, okay, so you want to inconvenience. Now, keep in mind, you're the minority here, lady. You're the only person sitting here on the bus, that's cold. The rest of us that get on are fucking hotter than shit because we've been waiting outside and it's 100 fucking degrees and you're cold in 100 fucking degrees. Doesn't make sense to me. I mean, this shit's just crazy. So, yeah, you just want to, dose them full of Coumadin. Here you go. Here, let's thin the blood. Or let's thick it, maybe. I think it's a blood thinner. I think Coumadin's a blood. But either way, some kind of blood medication that they're on, because they're, always fucking cold. That just pisses me off. I'm like, really? So you're going to inconvenience every other rider because you're cold? I'm cold and I'm old and I deserve. See, this is the thing. Fucking, old people, you guys act like, you're just entitled to every fucking thing because you're old, and all right, maybe your years have given you wisdom or whatever, but although I've met some old people that are stupid as shit, and case in point, this is why the telemarketing field continues to flourish, because dumb fucking old people will just go ahead and spit out their social security number and, their fucking firstborn and, all their address and all the pertinent information, to these scammers. And then all of a sudden everybody's like, oh, but there's people scamming seniors and it's a horrible fucking travesty. No, these people are fucking stupid enough to allow it to happen. When somebody calls you up on the phone that you don't know and says they're from this, that, or whatever, you don't give them information. You don't just, I understand in your day everybody was honest and all that type of shit, but don't you fuckers, all old people do is watch news. So, you think they would be a little more mistrusting. And that's the other funny thing. The things that they should trust, they totally are like, I know you're trying, with the organization I work for, when people come up to us at health fairs, right away, they're very suspicious and what are you selling? And I'm like, I'm not selling shit. We're giving away a free service. This is how it works, And then they're like, well, I don't need that. Even some have walked by and saw our Spanish brochures and are like, no hablo inglés, no habla español. And I'm like, it's not even that. Shut the fuck up. So, yeah, they're totally leery of us and think we're just total criminals. But yet, fucking tweaker boy who's been up for 7 days, with blowing blood clots out of his nose and is about to go to the bathroom on his break and do another rail off the fucking sink, oh, you're totally not suspicious of him. Oh, okay, my social security number is, my fucking firstborn was, and you're like, okay, yeah, you're giving out all this information. You're fucking a pain in the ass. So, needless to say, yes, old people can be annoying. And, I know Jerkman rips on me and says, well, you fuck old people. I've only fucked 2 old people, okay? God damn it. So, but that's beside the point. I still see the flaw with some of them. Then I got this other guy. This was interesting today. I added this guy, God, I want to say it was like 2 years ago. And as a matter of fact, he used to be a good friend of my dad's. And he was on somebody's show here on All Talk. And I heard his name, and I said, oh, son of a bitch. I was like, I remember that guy. And actually, he ran for like a Senate position or something out here. He ran for some kind of political position. And somehow I found him on Facebook, and I added him. This is, I want to say, like 2 or 3 years ago. And so I'm on his friends list the whole time, and I've even wished him happy birthday. And, you know, and keep in mind the guy's getting up there in years, you know, just like my parents are and everything. And so here I add him on Facebook, and, you know, I've wished him happy birthday, whatever. I think I've even, you know, sent him messages. Hey, Lou, you remember me? It's Maxwell, and we used to go to, and, you know, never responded. Didn't even make the connection until today. I put up a post bitching about, you know, being, you know, like the thing with the tourists and, you know, how people come to Vegas and expect you to drop everything and whatever. And he comments on there and he goes, is this the same Maxwell Silverhammer from back at the sporting house? And I'm like, yeah, Lou, it's me. How you doing? You know, and so he's like, what have you been up to? I got to talk to you. What have you been doing? And so I said, well, I'll send you a message. I'll inbox you. So I sent him a message. He never fucking responds to it, but he keeps writing on my goddamn comment thing. And he's like, well, where do you live now? What are you doing now? And I'm just like, dude, I wrote you a message with all that information. I don't want to fucking have to go back and forth with you on comments where everyone can see. And then, you know, so he's, you know, doing this whole back and forth thing with me. So finally I'm like, hey, dude, I sent you my phone number. Call me sometime. So he's like, well, my phone number is, and he gives it out right there on my fucking, in my comments. And I'm like, dude, this is public. Don't you understand? So, you know, just funny how, like, older people do not understand Facebook, and really it's not a difficult concept. It really isn't. You know, you have an inbox. I mean, I learned that shit, but, you know, when I was first learning Facebook, you know, that, oh, I see, you send messages to people, or you can comment, which are public, you know. So, and I guess, yes, you can create the argument they didn't grow up with this technology or whatever, but come on, you know. It's the same way that my cleaning lady, remember last year, had written on my wall, I found a bed bug on your fucking, and I'm like, oh, great. Now everyone can fucking see that. Thank you. And so then I sent her a message. I'm like, Dottie, what are you fucking doing? And then she was like, well, I thought some writing on your wall would be more private than your inbox. That's what the inbox is. It's where you leave private fucking messages. You know? So, yeah, they're old. What can I say? You gotta love them, I guess, and they do old people shit. Although, speaking of monitoring inboxes, this kind of pissed me off. On Experience Project, there was a guy who put up something today, and I wanted to comment on it, but I didn't want to say anything publicly. So I wrote him a message. Now, he's not on my friends list on there, but I can still send him messages. Well, I write him this message. I click send, and then I get this message that says, oh, your message was deemed as inappropriate. We may have been wrong. We understand that, but please contact us with the message you were sending. And I'm like, I already wrote the fucking message. I'm not one of these assholes that sits and opens a Microsoft Word document, types the shit out, and then pastes it into an email and sends it. That's just too much goddamn work. I just open the box, type in there, and send the motherfucker. Okay? So, you know, I'm not Mr. You know, I don't have to be Microsoft Word nigga online, you know, to look good and make sure everything's spelled right. You know, that, to me, it's just too much work, especially on a social networking site. I'm not going to try to spell things right to make myself look good. You know, I really don't give that much of a shit of what you all think. So anyway, but yeah, I'm like, wow, are these motherfuckers, you know, because I did use some profanity when I was sending the message. So I'm like, maybe they're monitoring our messages now, which is interesting because maybe they're going to start monitoring mine and Tootsie Toes transmissions and shit. So, you know, not that I care. We're not saying anything, but, you know, we're just really sexual. You know, that's it. Not all the time, but every once in a while. But yeah, now they're monitoring our inbox exchanges. It's like, really? You're going to start that shit? So, but but anyway, for the time being, I think, you know, our exchanges on Facebook and our inboxes should be private. And so that's what they're going to be, hopefully. I'm hoping they're going to stay private. Just fuck, man. You can't, like I was saying last night, like, you can't do shit. Everybody's just in your business, monitoring this, monitoring that, making sure, and they claim it's for the good. Oh, this is for your own good. No, it isn't for their own good. You're just a bunch of old fucks. Here we go. Here's another thing with old people. You're just a bunch of old fucks that want to find a way to keep your cash. The new things are bothering you, and you don't like this new goddamn fangled technology, but you're a rich old fuck that has never been broke in your life, and you want to find a way to try to maintain your cash flow. So what are you going to do? Oh, I'm going to start spying on people. I'm going to start tracking people. I'm going to start fucking with you. And it's like, man, just stay out of my fucking business, It's funny, too. For people who, grew up in a traditional America, they sure try their hardest to fucking break America down, don't they? It's kind of interesting the way that works. So, but, yeah, it's something that I don't know if I'll understand or I'll ever want to understand. So yeah, that's but it's the corporate gym way. It's our way at more money and our way to do this, and we claim that we're looking out for the better of all. No, you're not. You're just looking at ways to keep your cash flow coming. Because now people have found ways around your bullshit. Yeah, So like like the music industry, and now people are downloading shit. So you want to try to find a way to stop it, and no privacy. I tried to download a YouTube video the other day, and it was telling me that they couldn't deliver it due to copyright issues or something. And I'm like, really? Okay, so I got to go out and buy a $30 fucking CD? I don't think so. I'm not spending especially when CDs first came out, they were $14. Now they're like 20. Pointless to me. So that's why I'm like, and plus I've done plenty of supporting over the years. I mean, I used to be an avid music collector. So for me to all of a sudden have to go out and buy the shit, fuck that. I go on YouTube. I download the shit. I find the tracks. I know the track listing, and I just kind of go on there and find them. But of course, they try to put little things in there now too, like, download this song, like a little commercial in the beginning of it. Download this song for free on YouTube, something, whatever. And which is bullshit. I try to actually go to the site, and that tells me there's no such animal. So it's just basically something to fuck it up so it doesn't sound as good. But I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Hey, I got it for free. I'm not going to complain. So you yuckle bucks can try all you want. Try to stop me from doing my shit. But yeah, they're really up in arms, man. They're really pissed off because their old ways don't work anymore. And they're like, God damn it. I want the old way. I'm an old rich fuck. My dad, Rockefeller, has had 6 hearts in the past 20 years, and he deserves 6 more because he's rich. And we got to keep our rich. We got to keep our power going because that's what we do. We're just a bunch of power-hungry ass fucking, sons of bitches. So, but really, I mean, the greed factor is one thing with corporate fucks, but the thing that really gets me with corporate fucks is the incorporatance, like the stupidity, like, something that you think would be common sense, their shit. Okay, like Cox, when I'm trying to send an email, I remember, what was it yesterday? Yesterday, I got it in my Cox webmail, and I'm on there. I put in my username, I put in my password and everything, and then I click check webmail. So I'm in my webmail now. Now I open up a message that I read, and I'm going to respond to it. So I click reply. Now it's asking me for my username and password again. And I'm like, wait, why did it throw me the fuck out of there, to get my username and password? So obviously this shit isn't working like it's supposed to. I know. I don't understand software design. Now, you know what? I do understand consumerism. And when shit isn't working right, it's like, wait a minute, what the fuck? Anyway, we'll be right back, bitches.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Bruh Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. Back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul.
sitting on 25 mil. I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the bay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
Classic throwbacks, life.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping. But I damn near got caught, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
Every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Tough Love Show on JNJ.FM.
Hey, most people don't plan to fail, but a lot of people fail to plan, and it really don't have to be like that.
What you know about an IRA or a tax-deferred 401k? What you gotta pay to the government? Ever heard of a tax-exempt retirement? That's info most folks don't know. What you gonna do if you live too long? What you gonna do if you die too soon? Can your spouse afford the house? Will your family go bankrupt if you get sick? You got a plan in place to cover medical debt? I'm not talking about Advil. I'm speaking on long-term ill. You ever seen a bill from that home where Big Mama went to live? It's like $73,000 a year. How you gonna pay for that? 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 You work hard every day, but you really don't like it. You're looking at a retirement crisis. Got a good education, got a good job, got the age and the time, but still got robbed in 2008 when the market crashed. Wanna tell your boss to kiss your bus pass, but you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. Said you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. So you wake up in the morning and you put on your game face. Then you run out the house late, headed to the same place. On the bus like I'm stuck. In your core like I'm stuck. What you need is a solution. More income and less confusion. What you gonna do? Where you gonna go? Who you gonna talk to get the info? And get money. You can talk to me. You can talk to me. We got what you need. Or you can join the team. Build yourself and build your wealth by sharing what you learn with somebody else. Each one, teach one how money works. Stay compliant so nobody gets hurt. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system.
Hey, this is Travis. This song was recorded to get your attention. I have some powerful financial information that you should hear. The things that you need to put in place for a solid financial foundation in case you live too long, die too soon, if you become disabled or need to go into a home, or if you simply need access to a tax-free supplemental retirement or emergency fund. We have the information to put these proper plans in place in case any of these things happen. Contact me at my email. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. Let's set up an appointment, sit down at the kitchen table or coffee shop somewhere. I'll show you the information. If you have the need and the means, let's get it done. Or if you're looking for a business with a great compensation plan and a proven system, you should join the team. I know this business isn't for everyone, but it's one of those rare situations where if we all follow the system, it can be a win for all involved. The companies win, the clients win, or the families win, the brokers win. We're entrepreneurs, we're our own bosses. Everyone is a broker. We can make good money and travel around the world on the company's dime. Let's at least try to do it.
At last, the wait's finally over. Be Sick returns from a long hiatus with a brand new album entitled Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Available for digital download only.
Be Sick's no punches pulled approach on the mic gives listeners what they want, as well as gives the rap game a well-deserved kick in the ass, with such hard-hitting gems as the title track, Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Mr. Zero fucking tolerance, you fakes at your fun. My tongue's replacing the gun. My toleration is none. Fuck a buster and a bitch.
Or the laid-back, fun-filled street anthem entitled Change of Pace, featuring Ghost.
This is something to bump as a gift to the haters. So turn it up loud just to piss off your neighbors. And if you out rolling, you'll be getting a ticket. And if you
Straight to the guts, blind to the facts.
Blind to the facts that your mind's in a trap. Blind to the facts that with time we adapt. Blind to the facts of what you don't understand. Blind to the facts by the media scans. Blind to the facts of what you read in a book. Blind to the facts of
Download your copy today of Mr. Zero Tolerance from www.cdbaby.com or go to www.cdbaby.com/cd/bsick2. Download your copy today. Keep the realness in the rap game.
Yee! What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer, and you tuned in to STIM Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerk Man. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do. So don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic, like you already know. Get him, Jay!
We think it's the banning of
We are anonymous. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch Jerk Man will set you straight with some good old true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
And now the man that every female wants to fuck. It's Maxwell Silverhammer.
Yeah, wow, you're just having too much fun with that, aren't you?
I am just having too much fun with it. I'm pumping myself up. What can I say? But I'm still being nice to the women. I'm keeping it, I'm good. Yeah, Jerkman is here, everybody. He's just not feeling well. So, and that's what this, God, this is bullshit with him, with the insurance and, like we were talking about the corporate shit, before we went to break. And with, just like I said, a lot of it's incompetence, but a lot of it's just greed too, man. Like, the medical field just all around is a fucking racket. I mean, goddamn shit is priced so out of range. There's no way that you can handle, or, to pay for these procedures that, that you need done. Nobody can pay for that. I don't give a fuck who you are, unless you are Rockefeller or some asshole who can get 6 hearts, stupid shit like that. But, I mean, it's just such a fucking, you need this shit to stay alive. Who the fuck comes up with the idea that, hey, let's capitalize on something that we need. You might as well charge for oxygen. I'm waiting for that to start happening. Well, it's 40 cents per breath. Not yet. Okay, you've only paid up, $5. So that means you're going to have to stop breathing and pay more and put more on your oxygen card. Give me a fucking break. You can't charge, you can't monopolize or, go nuts and price shit so out of range for shit that people really need. See, that's the thing. It's like, how are you going to charge people for shit that's just, inherent in what it is? Like I said, medicine, you need medicine. Shit's priced so crazy out of range, and then half the time, your insurance doesn't pay for shit. When I fucking rip my nose open on that desk, and you wind up going to Summerlin Hospital, somehow I get stuck with the fucking bill. They sent me, my insurance company was like, well, we don't want to pay it because it looks like a third party was involved, which a third party was technically involved. But of course, the third party divulged any knowledge of this, whatever the fuck happened, or just didn't respond. So, they're all in corporate colon cramming cahoots. So they're like, oh, fuck it. We're not going to bother getting back to them. We're just, backslap, buddy. Let's play a little golf later, Not saying that they all know each other, but, a corporate recognizes their own corporate. A Corporanicon recognizes another Corporanicon, So basically, they're like, let's go after that little guy. Let's go after the fucker that got hurt. Yeah, let's make him pay. Yeah, fuck you. I'm not going to pay. Because my thought on it is, hey, I needed this shit. What was I going to do? Walk around with skin hanging off my nose? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go get treated. And then, you can bill my insurance. I came to the hospital with a means of paying. The fact that they don't want to pay you, y'all better take that up with each other. That's not my problem. Why am I the one that gets penalized for that kind of shit? Well, you owe $1,200. I owe you this dick down the throat is what I owe you. I'm not paying you. And the same thing when I get, like when I had the thing with my leg, when I had my legs checked, and had the, whatever that was, the Doppler ultrasound or whatever, to make sure I didn't have any blockages or any weird shit like that. Now I'm getting billed by, the Steinberg Diagnostic Center, and, they're fucking sending me letters, and, they've been leaving messages on my phone, and they've now sent it to a collection agency. We're calling to collect a debt. Keep calling, motherfucker. And the weird thing with that one too is it just rolls to voicemail. It doesn't even ring. It just goes right to voicemail, which works for me. And they're just like, please call us back at, and here's the other thing when these collector fucks call you, they give you a phone number to call back, but then they also add an extension to the bitch. And then they give you some kind of like account number that you have to remember. It's like a 90-digit account number. And I'm like, I'm not going to memorize all that shit, and I'm not going to sit and write it all down and rewind the message again and again and again and again and again till I get the whole fucking number. You're making me do too much work. To what? Pay you? See, that's the thing. It's like, I'm a miserable fuck, and I want you. Not only do I want your money because I'm a greedy asshole, but I lived a hard life. They all have that. Every Corporanicon lived a hard life. You let them tell it. God damn it, when I was growing up, life was hard. I used to get my ass kicked every day. I used to get abused by my parents. So it's like, well, whose fucking fault is that, dickhead? You're don't use that as a crutch now to treat people like shit. So anyway, yeah, they want you to jump through more hoops just to pay them. I want to see people jump through hoops to pay me. It's like some kind of ego stroke or something like that. Well, you know what? Fuck you. I'm not jumping through your bullshit hoops to pay your stupid fucking bill. Fuck you. And, that's the end of that. So, yeah, I mean, God, the medical field's just a motherfucking racket. That's all I got to say. And, they're just, oh, man. That's why I stay out of hospitals and doctor's offices and shit, unless I really got to go. Jerkman Humvee convinced me to go get checked out with the leg thing or whatever. But come to find out there was nothing wrong. But that's okay. Obviously you have cause for alarm, so you go. But, at the same time, then guess what? I still wind up getting billed. You got to pay this. Then there was another thing. I got something from Quest Diagnostics. It's all medical shit. See, if somebody were to look, you see that I pay all my bills on time, my power bill, my cell bill, all that shit, all the necessary stuff I pay on time. But medical shit, the way I look at that is, hey, you need this shit to survive. So you go through this whole ass ram, Jerkman was telling me about the insurance forms he's got to fill out, and they want all this information. And it's like, why? Why do I have to jump through fucking hoops just to get fucking decent medical care? And a lot of times they didn't even bill you yet. All they want to do is they want to see that motherfucking card. Once they have your card number, they don't give a shit if the thing's totally, you could have stolen that insurance card for all the fuck they knew. And yet, yeah, think about that. You could steal someone's insurance card, go in and say it's you, and, give them all that information. They take it in the back. They copy it. They do what they do. Give it back to you. All right, you sit over there, and the doctor will see you in a bit. And then all of a sudden, you're getting all this wonderful care. when really, wait till they try to bill the insurance. That to me is incorporatance, you know? So it's not like, something that automatically comes out of your thing. They've got to bill your insurance company, but they just want to see an insurance card, which is kind of fucking stupid. It's like, kind of like, hey, man, some guy's selling shit on the street. Hey, dude, I got $20. You hold up the $20. You don't give him the $20. You just hold it up so he sees it. So he sees that you have that money, and then he gives you the thing, and you go, thanks, fucker. You're not getting the $20 now. So it's the same kind of bullshit. So it's all a big racket, man. The insurance, the whole medical thing. I'm just totally fucking disenchanted. But Obeezy's going to change. That's change we can believe in. Yeah, no, it sounds worse now because now people are being threatened. If you don't purchase from our friends over there at the health insurance companies, well, we're going to get the IRS to fucking fine you and send you to jail and do all kinds of shit to you because you won't buy health insurance. What? Because I won't get into your racket? See, that's the mentality now. If I don't want to be involved, if I don't want to get fucked, basically, I put a gun to your head and I say, give me your money, and you say, fuck you. And, you get mad at me. Well, you got some fucking nerve. You want to take what I work for? But yet now you label me a criminal. Oh, you don't want to pay me, and you don't want to pay for my Bora Bora trip. You don't want to pay for my fucking, God, you know what? You're a fucking criminal. You're a goddamn criminal, and you need the worst punishment possible. Pedophiles get better treatment than you're going to get, motherfucker. Yeah, because I'll tell you, you're going to fucking rot in jail and just all because you won't pay us, because you won't buy health insurance. I could see that, man. You go to jail, you go to prison, whatever. What you in for, dog? I refuse to buy health insurance. Oh, man, for real? Whoa, why? What are you in here for? Man, I'm in here for motherfucking armed robbery, nigga. And I done shot 3 motherfuckers. How many years you got, dog? Man, I got like 40 to life, man. For real? Shit, I only got 10. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like, really? This is like this big crime? Because I refuse to buy health. I mean, I have health insurance through my work, but even that's some bullshit. There's been a few times I've even toyed with, saying, hey, you know what? Don't take that shit. I'd rather take it home, make that take home pay, because obviously a lot of shit, my insurance doesn't cover, or they don't bill the insurance. That's the other thing. These fucks try to double dip. So now, you give them your insurance information, but they figure they can scare you, because there's, again, back to the seniors, they get scared when they hear they have a bill, Oh, no, I better pay it. So they don't know who you are. So they figure, oh, you know what we're going to do? We're going to call them, and we're going to do this. This is our little scare tactic. We're going to send them mail and shit and say that they owe, and they're going to pay that. Then we're going to bill the insurance, and we're going to get money from that, too. Oh, Charlie, mouth around the desktop for that one. Let me tear through your asshole like a drunk driver tears through a residential district to elude police. Oh, yes. God damn it. That's going to, that's a brilliant plan. Your entrepreneurial knowledge is second to none. I tell you. Maybe I just have a whole skewed idea. I'm just wacko. I'm Maxwell the wacko. This is all just imaginary, and corporate America is really good and thoughtful and cares about us and our well-being. Like I said, corporate Jim lies awake at night crying tears of feces, because he doesn't want to see us hurting and wants to see us happy and frolicking just like he is, Some bullshit. I hope you don't believe that. But I know there's probably some people out there that think I'm fucking crazy. And, well, if you do think I'm fucking crazy, well, you're welcome to call in, 702-609-7626. Or you can Skype in, All Talk Radio. I don't usually give out the phone number because, well, normally I'm not really tripping on that. You're welcome to call in, but unless you want to, whatever. But I find that most people agree with me because guess what? 98% of the time I'm right. That's the thing I've noticed. I've noticed that most of the time I'm right. Very rarely, every once in a while, people can show me up and be like, yeah, see, I told you, but very rarely am I wrong, and so, yes, I make that decree now. 98% of the time I'm motherfucking right because that's how it is. You know, these fuckers, they double dip. I've had it done to me. You know, see, that's the thing. I don't speak about things that I have not actually experienced. You know, I talk from experience. I talk from things that have happened to me. You know, I don't just talk from somebody else or vicariously or whatever. You know, this is shit that goes on to me. Like I said, you know, I get, you know, bills from, you know, especially when I've paid the copay, you know, when I go there, you know, they bill me, they say, well, it's going to be $30 for your visit or whatever. So I pay that. And then all of a sudden, you know, I get this bill in the mail saying that this is what I owe and my responsibility is this. And I'm like, I'm not paying that shit. Fuck you. So, and matter of fact, that's most of the mail that I get. You know, it's either, you know, my fucking company, you know, health insurance company, you know, sending me these things of, you know, this is not a bill. And then, of course, I do get bills from other shit, you know. So it's either some asshole saying that I owe them or some asshole saying that trying to sell me some shit. So that's why I hate going. I've actually gotten to the point where I do not like going to the mail. You know, I do it maybe every week. You know, that's it. You know, it used to be I'd go maybe every couple days. That's before I got real bills. You know, it's funny. When you start getting somewhere, then that's when corporate Jim starts fucking with you. You know, like, oh, let me see. So when I had Medicaid, you know, shit, life was good, man. I was living like a teenager. You know, I never got bills in the mail, never had to fuck with any medical bullshit. It was very rare. Now it's like that's most of what my mail consists of is medical bills and stupid shit. And I'm not a sickly person, but somebody, I can imagine somebody who is, you know, every day is some new medical shit in the mail and somebody trying to sell them this and get them on that and, you know, saying that they owe this and they better pay it by this such and such date and, you know, just trying to extort you is what it is, you know. And, but again, you know, some of these seniors pay this shit. You know, they're like, oh, okay, I'll pay it. No, motherfucker, you shouldn't have to pay it. You know, this is something you have insurance. Your insurance should be covering this shit. Well, you don't know how it works. You don't understand how hard it is for corporate McMe. You know, I have to ass fuck Jimby at Foozie's. Then I have to go get ass fucked again. You know, it's just, my life is so hard. Play the fucking corporate violin. See if I fucking cry. Shit. You know? So anyway, yeah, that's how it is with these Yarly Yucklebucks, you know, trying to fucking ass ram me and bill me for shit that I didn't purchase. You know, hey, you know, it's like I said, I went there with a means of paying. You know, the fact that you didn't charge my insurance, hey, that's your business. But you know, that shit's such a racket anyway. Like I said, I mean, it's ridiculous. You can't possibly pay for that shit. But so people think, well, the next best thing is to involve the government in it, right? The government will help out. Why not? Well, no, because now they're still going to force you. Now the government's the one extorting you, not the companies. You know, of course they're all working together, but you'll never see that one. You know, oh no, that doesn't happen. What are you talking about? You know, all the shit you talk about. You know, corporate Jim and trying to rip people off. It's all in your mind. You know, you're just fucking crazy. Yeah, I'm fucking crazy. You're right. This is what I do. I just sit up here and, you know, make this shit up, you know, but, you know, people ask me what I'm going to talk about. Well, it just depends. Depends on what I write into the script that day. You know, if I want to say that corporate Jim is ripping off the public and, you know, medical insurance is a bunch of bullshit and a fucking racket. Oh, no. You know, that's what I added in, you know, that's what I put into my little crazy fucking script of psychosis. 'Cause, you know, it's my world and I live in it, you know. So anyway, yeah, so that's it. It sucks because, you know, like I said, Jerkman should be getting this treatment and isn't, and because he can't, and he's got to fucking apply for this insurance, and it's big bunch of bullshit. And it's like, dude, this is, you know, this is life or death, man. You know, you mean to tell me, you know, I gotta be privileged to live? You know, I got to have the money to live. Well, if you don't have money, you can't live. Fuck, who came up with that bullshit? You know, I understand that, you know, you got to pay for things, but, you know, to price something out of range, you know, so somebody can't afford it, you know, that is not, you know, that's not being, you know, now you're not even playing fair. Now this is just a rip game is what it is. You know, it's extortion. Fuck it. That's what I'm going to call it. It is straight up extortion. You know, well, you know, if you want to be healthy, you can purchase this insurance, and but if you're sick, well, you don't want to buy the insurance. Well, sorry to hear it, pal. We're just going to send you a fuckload of, and it's all about the money. I mean, you heard Jerkman telling the story a few weeks ago when he was in the hospital, and the first thing they said to him was, "Do you have anything you could pay today?" And if he doesn't, what are you going to do? Kick him out on the street? Sorry, buddy. Sucks to be you. We're just going to go ahead and send you home, and you can bleed to death or die. We don't give a shit. Hey, you don't have that money to live. You got to put some. It's like a video game, man. The video game of life. You don't put quarters in that motherfucker. Well, guess what? You don't get to live. You get to die. So yeah, it's a fucking racket. And like I said, I have family in the medical field, but it is what it is, man. That shit is fucking. It's a farce, man. They totally fuck with you, and like I said, I can understand. For me, I don't do much medical shit, but for those that do, fuck, I feel sorry. And you know what's bad too is now you get these alternative medicine people, and they're just as fucking bad, and they ass rip you too, and they oh yeah, take this thing and this herb, this is like Moose's menstruation. If you drink a glass of this a day, this will stop your heart problems, and you're just going, yeah, okay, nice, snake oil salesman. And of course they sell that shit's priced way the fuck out of range too. So, and of course, you got some of these people who believe in that too. I mean, I believe in some of it. Obviously I go to a chiropractor, for a lot of shit. And some of the stuff he's given me has been good stuff. But, it's not the answer to everything. And so I like I said, it's both sides are bad in a way. Not all bad. I'm not saying, it's all, but you really just got to watch what the fuck you get into with that. It's like if they're giving you some kind of herb or some kind of pharmaceutical bullshit, they're kind of all the same, whether nutraceutical or pharmaceutical, it's all kind of a racket either way. And, sometimes they give you shit and they're like, yeah, don't you feel better? And you're going, no. And they're going, you don't? Then they're like totally incredulous that you're not feeling. And you're like, well, no. I mean, what did you give me here? Oh, well, this is bat urine, and you're supposed to shoot it into your arm and under your skin. And it's supposed to give you, it's good for your prostate. Okay. So, and, people are buying into that shit too. So, and, speaking of the health thing, I've kind of sort of been toying with the idea of, quitting chewing. But then I'm like, well, either way, I mean, I know people that have never done anything in their life, and, like a good friend of mine, Chuck Ford, he got colon cancer, and he was really healthy. I mean, this dude, he ran several miles a day. He fucking played tennis. He worked out. He did the health shakes and all that type of stuff, and he gets colon cancer. So, it's not just about, living well and being well and all that kind of stuff. That's how they sell you on it, and then you start taking some kind of supplement and you're thinking like, oh, I'm healthy now. I'm on the fast track to health. And it's like, no, as a matter of fact, I think you were healthier when you weren't putting that shit in your body. Think about it. As a kid, you're not taking medications. You're not taking herbs. So why all of a sudden now when you get older do you have to start taking all these weird fucking... The only thing I do take is vitamins, because I took vitamins when I was a kid. And, I was pretty, especially through my, late, whatever you want to call them, when I was like 8 or 9 up through, my teenage years, I took vitamins and that always seemed to work. But anything else, I mean, you got all these different supplements and take this and take that. And it's like, well... Why? And then people bite into this shit. Even my mom's into this shit. Well, I take this and I take iron and I take this supplement and that supplement. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. There's no way. I don't want to become a pill dependent person, So anyway, we'll be right back, bitches. Shit that fucking irks me.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Bruh Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. Back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul. Hip-hop bangers like
25 sitting on 25 mil, I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the bay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
classic throwbacks like.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping. But I damn near got caught, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
Every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Tough Love Show on JNJ.FM.
Hey, most people don't plan to fail, but a lot of people fail to plan, and it really don't have to be like that.
What you know about an IRA or a tax-deferred 401k? What you gotta pay to the government? Ever heard of a tax-exempt retirement? That's info most folks don't know. What you gonna do if you live too long? What you gonna do if you die too soon? Can your spouse afford the house? Will your family go bankrupt if you get sick? You got a plan in place to cover medical debt? I'm not talking about Advil, I'm speaking on long-term ill. You ever seen a bill from that home where Big Mama went to live? It's like $73,000 a year. How you gonna pay for that? 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 You work hard every day, but you really don't like it. You're looking at a retirement crisis. Got a good education, got a good job, got the age and the time, but still got robbed in 2008 when the market crashed. Wanna tell your boss to kiss your bus pass, but you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. Said you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. So you wake up in the morning and you put on your game face. Then you run out the house late, headed to the same place. On the bus like I'm stuck in your car like I'm stuck. What you need is a solution, more income and less confusion. What you gonna do, where you gonna go, who you gonna talk to get the info and get money? You can talk to me, you can talk to me, we got what you need, or you can join the team. Build yourself, then build your wealth by sharing what you learn with somebody else. Each one, teach one how money works. Stay compliant so nobody gets hurt.
Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Hey, this is Travis. This song was recorded to get your attention. I have some powerful financial information that you should hear. The things that you need to put in place for a solid financial foundation in case you live too long, die too soon, if you become disabled or need to go into a home, or if you simply need access to a tax-free supplemental retirement or emergency fund. We have the information to put these proper plans in place in case any of these things happen. Contact me at my email. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. Let's set up an appointment, sit down at the kitchen table or coffee shop somewhere. I'll show you the information. If you have the need and the means, let's get it done. Or if you're looking for a business with a great compensation plan and a proven system, you should join the team. I know this business isn't for everyone, but it's one of those rare situations where if we all follow the system, it can be a win for all involved. The companies win, the clients win, or the families win, the brokers win. We're entrepreneurs, we're our own bosses. Everyone is a broker. We can make good money and travel around the world on the company's dime. Let's at least try to do it.
At last, the wait's finally over. Be Sick returns from a long hiatus with a brand new album entitled Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Available for digital download only.
Be Sick's no punches pulled approach on the mic gives listeners what they want, as well as gives the rap game a well-deserved kick in the ass, with such hard-hitting gems as the title track, Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Mr. Zero fucking tolerance, you fakes at your front. My tongue's replaced in the gun. My toleration is none. Fucking buster and a bitch.
Or the laid-back, fun-filled street anthem entitled Change of Pace, featuring Ghost.
This is something to bump as a gift to the haters. So turn it up loud just to piss off your neighbors. And if you out rolling, you be getting a ticket. And if you
Straight to the guts, blind to the facts.
Blind to the facts that your mind's in a trap. Blind to the facts that with time we adapt. Blind to the facts of what you don't understand. Blind to the facts by the media scans. Blind to the facts of what you read in a book. Blind to the facts.
Download your copy today of Mr. Zero Tolerance from www.cdbaby.com or go to www.cdbaby.com/cd/bsick2. Download your copy today. Keep the realness in the rap game.
Yee! What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer, and you tuned in to STIM Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerk Man. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do. So don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic like you already know. Get him, Jay!
We think it's the banning of
We
speech
are anonymous. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch Jerk Man will set you straight with some good old true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
So now, the man who ejaculates whipped cream because it's so good, Maxwell Silverhammer. Oh, yeah, bitches. Hour 2, segment 3 of the shit that fucking cocksucking irks me. So, yeah, I was talking about the medical dependence. Yeah, I do not want to be one of these people that's stuck having to remember to take, I don't care what it is, even if it's an herbal supplement. You know, I don't want to be taking pills. You know, I'll take a vitamin, and even that, you know, I mean, I think there's been a day or two this week I've forgotten to take my vitamin. But, you know, it's not the end of the world if I do forget it. But, you know, you probably do need to take the vitamins because I noticed, like, when I started taking vitamins again, you know, I felt healthier. You know, for a while I was getting a lot of colds and flus and shit like that. But, you know, and then Mac Metro said to me, man, you need to take zinc, man. Because I remember one time I had a stomach flu. And he was like, telling you, he's like, take zinc, you'll never get anything. And which is funny to me because Mac Metro used to get sick more often than I did. And he was Mr. Health fucking, the poster boy for, a healthy lifestyle. Because there were certain foods he wouldn't eat, and he'd work out every day.
I won't jump in a ton tonight, but whatever happened to cruise control and his great diet that he was sick all the time on?
Oh, that was the other one. Wasn't it? Wasn't he drinking? He was drinking something.
Yeah, but he was also not eating meat. Remember, he went vegetarian.
Oh yeah, we made the eating the trees jokes. Yep, that's right. He was like, yeah, I got carrots and I got oranges and I got this and I remember that that night. It was a Friday. He was like, hey man, I'm really fucking sick, dude. And I'm like, yeah, you know why? Because you're not giving your body what it needs. That's why. We humans are meant to eat meat for a reason. I mean, it's like you don't see insects or other animals abstaining from certain shit, do you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see, all of a sudden, bed bugs going, well, I can't really drink blood anymore. I think we're just going to have to go for sperm. It's supposed to be healthier. So, trying to think of another animal that's omnivorous. But, like they don't just say, oh, you know what? I'm going to stop eating meat. No. They eat what they can because that's the life they live. See, that's the other thing, too. Who was it I was talking to the other day? They had a whole thing, and they were saying how people don't know how to hunt, now. Maybe it was chirp. Maybe it was something we were talking about on the air, and which is true because now if you got in a situation where you've got to hunt your meals, you're fucked because you don't know how to do that shit. So, because we're all so spoiled. I mean, everything's packaged and at the grocery store and ready for us and all that type of shit. But, you never saw, back in the days when people were, cavemen. Yeah, I think that was last night we were talking about the, how we're not able to do certain things that cavemen were able to do, like, make their own tools and hunt their own food and shit like that. And if we ever got into a situation like that, we'd be totally fucked. A lot of us would just be dead. We couldn't survive because we wouldn't know how to do it. But I said that to say this. You never saw cavemen going on diets. And they weren't like, ooga booga, me no eat meat, it fattening for me. They ate whatever the fuck they could. You didn't have diets and all kinds of other dumb shit like that. I think diets are fucking gay. Sorry. Diets and, all this shit that the bullshit nutraceutical, pharmaceutical, whatever community tries to sell you. And then two, you've got all these, there's, these pills for, we were talking about cholesterol and, and a lot of times, shit, the side effects are worse than the fucking actual symptom that you're trying to cure. So, let's see, you could take something for being overweight. What does it cause? Oh, may cause heart palpitations, involuntary ejaculations, fucking, bloody bowel movements, all kinds of things. Why? All because you don't want to be a fat fuck? I mean, I'll take being a fat fuck, thank you very much, rather than, whatever, suicidal thoughts and, possible fucking death and all these medicines now have these fucked up side effects. And, okay, like I said, and I'm not advocating not to take medicine at all. If you're sick, then you should take an antibiotic. If the doctor says this is what's going to cure you, you take this, but you take it and it's done. You're finished. You don't refill it. But with something that you're on now, I'm going to put you on a medication. Now you're on this medication and you're going to continue to take this medication for guess how long, everybody? The rest of your life. So there's never, ever a time where you're not going to have to take it anymore. They put you on a medication. When they say put you on something, that's like saying, well, now you're on drugs. I'm gonna put you on drugs, okay? We're going to drug addict you right now. So this is what we're putting you on. So I never want to get to a situation, unless I'm something where, like, hey, I'm terminally ill or, I have heart problems. And if I don't take this medication, then this is what's going to happen. But I hope I never end up that way. I know I don't have the greatest diet, but then fuck all that. I mean, hey, I eat what I can, I'm like a caveman here. But, I got to say, I'm pretty healthy, when I go get checked out. I mean, there's nothing, nothing's ever been like, oh, you need to get that looked at. I've had a little high blood pressure, in the past, but, like I said, I don't have the greatest diet, but I mean, nothing that's, through the roof or, something that's going to kill me. So I got to say I'm pretty fucking fortunate. But I guess the whole point is, I don't want to be one of these people that's got 90 different meds they need to take with the med timers. And, they have these alarms that go off to tell them when to take this particular pill. And you got to remember to take that pill. And, that shit is just, man, dude, you're selling yourself into slavery if that's the case. So, again, I mean, if you have to take it, you have to take it. If you're really fucking hard getting sick, then, hey, that's what you need. But in my case, I'm not going to start off. I mean, now they got kids on drugs. I mean, like I was saying earlier, I was the healthiest when I was a kid because I wasn't taking anything, Now all of a sudden you become an adult and they're telling you, well, we're going to put you on this and we're going to put you on that. Now they're putting kids on medications. Well, this is for obesity. He needs to take this every day at 2 o'clock. This will make it so, well, you know what? Tell the kid to work out. Tell him to eat less bullshit, something. But why isn't there any self-discipline anymore? It's just a happy pill, Take a pill. We want instant gratification. We're just going to take some kind of pill. And like I said, now I saw something the other day on Experience Project. This guy put up a thing, what do you all think of mood stabilizers? A mood stabilizer? Like, your mood is stabilized by what's going on around you. So if you got a shitty situation around you, well, chances are you're not going to be very happy, are you? But, things are going great, you're going to be the happy motherfucker. So where does a mood stabilizer come in? Why do you have to take a pill to be in a certain mood? Well, I don't feel happy. I need more happy to, and that's, God, I know I always reflect back to old cartoons, but I remember, when you had cartoons that had morals, like He-Man, there was one episode where, this kid kept thinking he had to take a potion to be cool or what was it? Yeah, or to be strong because he felt weak or someone it was some kid on there and they were like, I need more about this potion. And somebody basically pushed a potion on him, which was great because, it's very indicative of real life, of how something is. Somebody tells you, well, you want to fix this problem, start taking this. And then all of a sudden the kid feels that he needs to take this shit all the time. And that was the moral at the end of the story. Don't let somebody tell you need to take something all the time. Of course, now that wouldn't be allowed. No, the pharmaceutical companies would come down on your ass. So would the nutraceutical companies. Like I said, they're all fucking crooked. Anybody who's giving you a pill that you need to take or else, some bullshit. We're putting you on medication. No, I'm not going on medication. You can give me some medication to take, something that's going to cure. See, that's it. I'll take something that will cure, not something that will, just help me cope, And like I said, unless I'm terminally ill and there's nothing you can fucking do, then all right, maybe I'll take pills for the pain or whatever. But as far as taking something, just because, well, what? Why? What's the reason? You always question. It's okay to question your doctor. It is your body after all, and you do have to live in it, not the doctor. So, go ahead and question. Go ahead and say, well, what's this going to do? Why do I need to take this shit? So, and I've been very fortunate, I got to say. I mean, the few times that I have gone to doctors, they haven't, that's why I like that, the guy I went to recently, Dr. Bowie, who looked at my feet and legs, and he goes, I'm really not too concerned about it. He was like, we can check it out, maybe in a few months or whatever. But he's like, all your tests are good. And he's like, you got a little swelling there. He's like, you might just have a little too much salt in your diet, or you need to drink more water, which I do need to do. I mean, but the problem with that is, having to carry around a big ass water bottle. I'm carrying enough shit. I got to use my cane. I got to feel for shit. Fuck, I'm blind, man. I got to, I need my hands. It's kind of necessary. But, hey, I try to at work, keep a thing, that I fill up, and, keep water on my desk or something to drink. So, but I know I'm not as good at it as I should be. But I guess my thing is I don't drink unless I'm thirsty. But yeah, people are pushing all these, and that was the rage with the energy drinks for a while. Want energy? Take an energy drink. And now, guess what? Years later, let's see, energy drinks were big, early 2000. Red Bull gave you wings, all that bullshit, right? Well, here it is, 2015, and Red Bull is dangerous. And people have strokes and heart attacks because they're taking too many Red Bulls and getting too many fucking wings. Well, okay, which is it? One thing or another? And also, too, you see the stop smoking and these people don't give that much of a fuck about you. Okay, I hate to break this sad news to you. They're not looking out for your well-being. They're looking out for their pockets. So that's why they're trying to push this shit. There's campaigns because there's ways to make money. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing, too. There's things you can take to stop smoking, different herbal supplements you could take. Or there's something called, Wellbutrin or something like that. Wellbutrin, some kind of medicine like that, and it's supposed to curb your cravings or whatever. I heard it's a mood-altering motherfucking drug too. It turns you into a goddamn zombie. So I'm just like, yeah, not cool. So yeah, I don't want to have to depend on a medication. Like I said, the chewing thing, and that's, you know what? Honestly, that's the one reason I would want to quit chewing, because I don't like being dependent on something. It kind of sucks. And so that's, people are like, well, you chew. Well, what's wrong with having to take a pill? Well, because, man, I've already, hooked on one thing. I want to, so that would be my reason for quitting chewing. And, yes, there's probably some health risks in it, too. I'm not going to sit here and say, no, there's no health risk at all. It's perfectly safe. It's all wonderful, because it's dangerous. But at the same time, my reason for quitting is because I don't like being hooked on. Because I never really saw myself as an addict, and to anything, and I never wanted to be an addict. Even now I make fun of addicts. So now it's like, wow, now I'm one. So I don't want to continue that. I'd like to, at some point, not be that person. Oh, I need this or else. I'd rather just go on and go about life. And I've noticed changes too, since I've been chewing for as long as I have. I mean, shit, it's been 20 years. So, I'll feel, just sometimes like I'll feel a little short of breath, because it is a vasoconstrictant. So it does constrict blood vessels. And, it's not, and it's probably, funny enough, it might be the reason for the thing on my, with my feet and legs too. Because like we said, it does constrict blood vessels. So, but just a question of when you're ready, when am I ready to do that? And I guess I'm not quite ready yet. But yeah, I don't like the idea of it. It's kind of I'm ashamed of it. I'll be honest with you. It's not something that's cool, not something that I'm like, hey man, I chew, isn't that great? I actually feel kind of shitty about it. Like, man, here it is. I'm not hooked on any fucking thing else but that. That's my one drug. Anything else I've never, even back in the day, experimenting with, and I didn't do much experimenting at all. I may have smoked some weed or something like that, but that was it. And of course, drank alcohol. Shit, everybody's done that. But I mean, those are like the hardest things I've done. Anything else, it's like, So here it is now. I'm hooked on this shit, and I'm like, wow. So. Yeah, I feel shitty about it, but it's what it is, and I do enjoy it to a degree. I mean, I must if I continue to do it, but it's just what it is, And yeah, of course, I could take some kind of herbal supplement, that would be great, and then I'd get hooked on something else. So you're just trading out one addiction for another, which I don't want to do. I just would like to be drug free. Wow. What a concept. I always bring this up, but I still remember the one time when that, it was a scam, of course. It was some thing where this guy, Davey the Dune Coon, calls me and says, hello, sir, you can pick up your prescriptions at your nearest, whatever it was, some pharmacy. And I'm like, first of all, I don't take medication. And I might as well told the guy that, I fucking eat my own feces for dinner every night. Because he stopped and he's like, you're drug free? And I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, I know. It's very strange to see our kind, but yes, I am drug free for the most part. Like I said, I chew and I do drink occasionally, but that's it, So I'm not into, I just, like being hooked on anything. You just don't like the idea of it at all. So it's crazy. So yeah, that's why, like I said, I've kind of been toying with the idea of quitting chewing, and honestly, it scares me. Like, damn, like this is a big step, man. This is something you've been doing for 20 years. Is this something you really want to do? So, like I said, right now it's only a thought. But maybe when I get over the hump of getting these shows out of the way where I got to be nice to women or can't say bad things about women, then maybe we'll think about cutting back a little bit. I think cutting back is probably the best way to do it, not just quitting cold turkey, because that's, I don't even want to think about that. But, cutting back, to instead of, chewing 6 times a day, go to 4 and then go to 3 or something, just sort of wean myself off it. I think that's what you got to do. You can't just, all of a sudden, bam, okay, we're shutting off the switch. Here it was, something that was running for decades upon excruciating decades, and no more. That's crazy. 2 decades of doing that. So, and, when you think about that, it's like, whoa, I've been doing this shit for 2 decades? Like, man, like, fuck. Kids have, as long as I've been chewing, there's kids that have grown up into adulthood in that period of time. So that's something that kind of fucks with you a little bit. Like, wow, there's actually been kids that, like all throughout their childhood and into their adult years, I've chewed, like, because 20 years is a long fucking time. It doesn't feel like it, thinking back to 1994, it seems like it was only yesterday, but it was, or 95 now, back to 95. Shit, I remember 1995, especially around this time. This is when, my brother had graduated high school, and we were hanging out. We used to fucking, order pizza every day and get high in the backyard, and, and that's what we did, And now, looking back, going, damn, that was 20 years ago. It seems so long. It is so long ago, but doesn't seem so long ago. So it's kind of weird the way that works, where I understand the 80s seemed like an eternity, but the 90s, which was only 20 years ago, doesn't seem that long ago. So I guess what I'm saying is, man, it doesn't seem that I've chewed that long, but I have. It's been 20 years. I mean, it's kind of one of those fucked up things you put in perspective and go, okay, time to do something. You hope. You hope you have the ability to do it. But, yeah, I don't like the idea of being addicted to anything, really. That's just not – because, honestly, I see in – you can say what you want, but addiction is a weakness. So I don't want to be weak, I want to be able to – and this is an inanimate object that's controlling me. So I don't like the idea of that at all. I want to be in full control. So, but here it is. I've got this one little fucking thing that I just can't fucking kick, and it's there. So yeah, it's tough, man. But I know people can do it. I've seen, you hear stories of people that they quit smoking but then they go back to it, and so, but you never want to be caught up, man. That's the bitch, getting caught in that, and then now you become an addict, and I'm sorry, but I do see addiction as weakness. It's just I don't want to be weak. So anyway, that's kind of my whole thing. So we'll see what happens. We'll hope for the best on that. But like I said, I may start thinking about cutting back a little bit at least, because you got to at some point. But, and plus, I'm almost 40, man, in 3 months. See, that's the other crazy thing. Like, almost 40. I'll be a middle-aged man. This isn't, oh, yeah, I'm a young man, and I'm partying down, man, and I'm doing, there's, like, certain shit you got to stop fucking doing. Even the drinking every weekend, that's going to start taking its toll on me. What was it? Last weekend when I hung out with Sluggo, I got fucking trashed. And, I came home and, I got up on Sunday morning about 11 o'clock. I was up for an hour or two. I had to set up my rides for the week and, do that shit, and had to I put some laundry in. Then I fucking go lay back down and sleep till like 3 o'clock. And I'm like, well, wow, that was a very productive day. And all because why? I got so fucked up the night before. So, I don't like the idea of, I don't want to be that person. I made fun of those kind of people, where they just, they're druggies and all they do is sleep. And, you're just like, man, I got to stop this shit. So I guess there's certain things you have to do as you get older, and you got to curve certain stuff. And, but, I guess that's one school of thought, do you want to live long? Which, yes, I do. But at the same time, I want to enjoy life too. I don't want to be, well, shit, I was afraid of something the whole time that never happened. But, hey, I kept it going, man. I stopped doing this, and things were shitty, all because I was scared of what's going to happen later in life. And honestly, all you got is today, man. So that's why there goes my ambivalence. You see what I'm saying? So on one hand, yes, I would love to live long. That would be great. However, on the other hand, you're not promised tomorrow. You don't know where the fuck things are going to end up. So you might as well live for today because you have that, as opposed to you don't know about the future. I always talk about that all the time. How, you don't, people will say, well, where do you see yourself in 10 years? I have no fucking clue. And I'm honestly, that's a question I cannot answer for you, because I don't know. I mean, I never saw myself still doing my radio show here 7 years, or not 8 years later. Anyway, we'll be right back, bitches.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Bruh Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. Back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul. R&B, soul. Hip-hop bangers like
25 sitting on 25 mil, I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the pay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
Classic throwbacks like.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping. But I damn near got caught, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
Every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Tough Love Show on JNJ.FM.
Hey, most people don't plan to fail, but a lot of people fail to plan, and it really don't have to be like that.
What you know about an IRA or a tax-deferred 401k? What you gotta pay to the government? Ever heard of a tax-exempt retirement? That's info most folks don't know. What you gonna do if you live too long? What you gonna do if you die too soon? Can your spouse afford the house? Will your family go bankrupt if you get sick? You got a plan in place to cover medical debt? I'm not talking about Advil, I'm speaking on long-term ill. You ever seen a bill from that home where Big Mama went to live? It's like $73,000 a year. How you gonna pay for that? 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 You work hard every day, but you really don't like it. You're looking at a retirement crisis. Got a good education, got a good job, got the age and the time, but still got robbed in 2008 when the market crashed. Wanna tell your boss to kiss your bus pass, but you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. Said you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. So you wake up in the morning and you put on your game face. Then you run out the house late, headed to the same place. On the bus like I'm stuck in your car like I'm stuck. What you need is a solution, more income and less confusion. What you gonna do, where you gonna go, who you gonna talk to get the info and get money? You can talk to me, you can talk to me. We got what you need, or you can join the team. Build yourself, then build your wealth by sharing what you learn with somebody else. Each one, teach one how money works. Stay compliant so nobody gets hurt.
Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Hey, this is Travis. This song was recorded to get your attention. I have some powerful financial information that you should hear. The things that you need to put in place for a solid financial foundation in case you live too long, die too soon, if you become disabled or need to go into a home, or if you simply need access to a tax-free supplemental retirement or emergency fund. We have the information to put these proper plans in place in case any of these things happen. Contact me at my email. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. Let's set up an appointment, sit down at the kitchen table or coffee shop somewhere. I'll show you the information. If you have the need and the means, let's get it done. Or if you're looking for a business with a great compensation plan and a proven system, you should join the team. I know this business isn't for everyone, but It's one of those rare situations where if we all follow the system, it can be a win for all involved. The companies win, the clients win, or the families win, the brokers win. We're entrepreneurs, we're our own bosses. Everyone is a broker. We can make good money and travel around the world on the company's dime. Let's at least try to do it.
At last, the wait's finally over. Be Sick returns from a long hiatus with a brand new album entitled Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Available for digital download only.
Be Sick's no punches pulled approach on the mic gives listeners what they want, as well as gives the rap game a well-deserved kick in the ass, with such hard-hitting gems as the title track, Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Mr. Zero fucking tolerance, you fakes at your fun. My tongue's replacing the gun. My toleration is none. Fuck a buster and a bitch.
Or the laid-back, fun-filled street anthem entitled Change of Pace, featuring Ghost.
This is something to bump as a gift to the haters. So turn it up loud just to piss off your neighbors. And if you out rolling, you be getting a ticket. And if you
Straight to the guts, blind to the facts.
Blind to the facts that your mind's in a trap. Blind to the facts that with time we adapt. Blind to the facts of what you don't understand. Blind to the facts by the media scams. Blind to the facts of what you read in a book. Blind to the facts of
Download your copy today of Mr. Zero Tolerance from www.cdbaby.com or go to www.cdbaby.com/cd/bsick2. Download your copy today. Keep the realness in the rap game.
Yee! What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer, and you tuned in to STIM Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerk Man. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do. So don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic like you already know. Get him, Jay!
We think it's the banning of
We are
First Amendment protected
anonymous.
material.
And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch Jerk Man will set you straight with some good old true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Oh, yes, bitches! The man with the largest cock in radio. Or, I don't even know what this is anymore. It's not radio. It's not TV. It's fucking podcast or some shit. Anyway, yes, I am Maxwell Silver fucking Hammer. Haha. And, yeah, you know, I continue to say radio, actually. I don't even, just because anything else would confuse people. And I already know people are confused enough. You know, it's kind of like the other day when my paratransit driver was dropping me off at work. And he says, you know, I've got it on there to drop me off between buildings B and C. And he goes, you know, you may want to tell them. I'm like, oh, no. I don't want to tell them anymore. Because anymore is just going to confuse them. And he's like, well, no, what I'm saying is maybe you want to say, you know, between buildings B and C, towards the back, towards the green, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, that's just too much shit. That's going to confuse these motherfuckers. I mean, I know when, you know, I first with paratransit, you know, when I put my building number and apartment number and all that shit. Well, what these fuckers would do is they drive in until they actually saw the building number. Now, my building number, where I live, is close to the gate. So when you drive in, you know, you make a left and, you know, you drive down a little ways. Well, you don't even have to drive far. But see, a lot of the drivers don't see that right away. So they drive down to where the actual number is on the wall, which is way the fuck down the walkway. So I have to walk down there, and there's a bunch of shrubs and rocks and bullshit that you got to cut through. And I'm just like, okay, I'm not, you know, this is a pain in the ass. So, and, you know, so what I did is I put, you know, pick up and drop off at the clubhouse. Well, that fucks them up too, because now they think I'm Cuba coming out of the clubhouse, you know? And I'm like, no, my apartment's right up there. And they're like, well, I thought you was coming out the clubhouse, Cuba. And you're just like, no, I'm not coming out of the fucking clubhouse, Cuba. There was one time a driver walked right past me. Somebody walked past me. My bus pulled up. Somebody walked past. I thought it was a neighbor. Didn't think anything of it. I get on the bus, and there's two people on there, and I'm like, where's the driver? And the guy goes, she went looking for you. She walked right past you. And I said, are you fucking kidding me? I pulled the jerk man. You got to be fucking kidding me, right? And the guy goes, yeah, she's not that smart. And I said, I kind of gathered that. So now I get off the bus and I'm going to look for her. And I'm like, hey. And then she's like, oh, you're there? She's one of these typical fucking white trash people. I'm not going to, you see? You thought you were going to get a slip out of me, God damn it. No, you know what? Although I will say this about, and this is a truth. This isn't a bash or anything like that. In white trash culture, it's customary. Women are not, they're not pushed or told to go to work or to go to school or something like that. Mobility, upward mobility in white trash culture for women is meeting a man. So once you met a man, you got it all, man. This is the way it is. And it's really kind of a fucked up backwards way to look at things, but this is how it is. And I've seen this, time and time again, not just with paratransit drivers, but just, with some of the white trash women I've dated, like all of a sudden, there was, the one that I was with, remember that, had been married 5 times, and her number 5 just left in February, and here it was September, and she meets me, and all of a sudden we got so much in common, and and she knows what she wants, and I'm the person, and I'm just going, whoa, wait a minute, you didn't have enough time to get over this guy. And she's like, oh no, I'm over him, I'm ready. I'm going, this is a sad commentary that you think that you've got to fucking, meet a man to get anywhere. Use your brain, use what the fuck you've got. I'm sure you have some hidden abilities that you've never even tested, because your culture tells you, oh, find a man, just be nice to the gentleman, fancy, they'll be good to you. It's that kind of mentality, and it's kind of shitty, actually. So anyway, that's the whole deal there. But yeah, I see that a lot there in that culture, especially. It's like women are taught to, find a man, and that's the end of your problems, and there you go. You're on the road to success after that. Once you got that man, and it's like, well, what about upward mobility? What about going to school? There was a girl I actually went to school with, and she was white. Well, she wasn't herself, but she lived. Her parents were white trash, and she went to college. And she said that her parents were actually kind of upset that she was going to college. And I'm like, how could you be upset at that? The fact that, hey, this is what she wanted to do. She wants to better herself, whether it's, good or not. Yes, college is a racket. A lot of times they make you take a lot of shit you don't need to take. Half the shit you don't use again. But if you need that paper, you need that paper, And, but that's it. People do it. Not because they want to support the college. They do it because they think it's going to help them. So, you can't knock somebody for wanting to better themselves. You know what I'm saying? So, this girl is, they ought to be proud of her. And instead they're kind of knocking her like, well, you the first one that did ever gone to college. Why you doing that? Why don't you get out there and go meet you man? That's like, no, just let her do what she's going to do. So anyway, yeah, I just thought that was really kind of backwards that, they kind of shit on her for wanting to go to college. Funny enough, she actually wound up, she didn't finish college. She actually married this guy. I think she's finishing college now, but that's what she did. She finally she was dating the guy when she first started college. And apparently, I don't remember what all happened, but she pretty much wound up moving out of the state with this guy. And, now they were together and she got pregnant. And, it's just like, man, oh, you just ruined, I don't know. For me, and I'm sorry, I know a lot of people don't share my sentiment, but I think you ruin your life when you have kids. And that's the way I look at it. And when somebody tells me I got a kid coming, I kind of feel bad for them. I'm sorry. You might like it and it might be great for you. And and that's cool. And hey, you're my friend. I'll support you. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, oh man, you just fucked yourself. So that's just how I look at it. I don't know. I especially now. Why would you? What would be the rush to have a kid? Really? I mean, it's not like you have a farm. You don't need people to plow the fucking buckershootles or whatever. You basically, we're an industrialized society. There's no reason you need to be having kids. What is the need to have kids? I've never felt that need. And, maybe I'm weird or whatever. But I mean, even, and I've talked about this billions of times, when I was a teenager, I used to say, I never want kids. And, everybody around me was like, well, you'll change your mind when you get older. As you mature, you'll see you'll want kids. And fuck, here I am, almost 40. And, I still don't want kids. Just the idea of it makes me cringe, and the idea of my friends having to deal with it makes me cringe. And, even though they enjoy, I got two friends that, somewhat recently had kids. And hey, they like it and it's great and I love it. And, I'll support them 100%. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, I can't help but not feel bad for you. It's, I don't know. It's just not something. And the way the environment is, I mean, do you want to bring kids up? Now you got crazy fucking teachers. Your kid's too hyper in class. You need to put them on medicine. I'm going to suggest you see a school counselor. Then you go see some fucking doctor or counselor and they tell you, oh, he needs diptoliptofliptotine to keep him calm. And now all of a sudden your kid's living this fucking drugged up life. And, just because some asshole, has, some kind of carte blanche to tell you what the fuck you can and can't do with your kid. And I don't want to live like that. Sorry. Fuck all that. So yeah, I'm cool, man. No kids for me. And the vasectomy was the best. I'm very proud of that. That's why I always talk about it. Now, honestly, I'm proud of myself for, because so many people are scared, even cruise control. I've told him, I think I've even done it on the show. Hey man, even though he's not sexually active, but you never know when you're going to be sexually active. He might just meet some chick one night at an improv show and take her back to his apartment and start piping her. Then what? I'll wear a condom. Well, what if the condom breaks? There's all kinds of fucked up little variables. Or better yet, the chick takes the condom out of the trash and dumps it in her pussy and gets herself pregnant. So, because that does happen, so you can't really, say for certain. So why don't you just save yourself a whole lot of headache? And guys, stop being bitches. Oh, but it's going to hurt. I don't want it to. You're going to cut my balls. You know what? It doesn't fucking hurt that bad. It's what they do. I'll tell you, the most painful part of it is when he grabs each nut and starts squeezing, looking for the cords, and then they inject it. It feels like a short kick in the nuts, but it's short-lived. It's not like this everlasting pain that you got to deal with. And everybody was telling me, oh, you're going to have to be taking it easy for a couple days. Bullshit. I was out of there. I was moving around. I was doing my thing, and I didn't do a show that night. And I probably I could have. That's the funny thing. I totally could have come and done a show. But I was just like, well, the doctor says and everybody else says you got to take it easy, so I'm going to take it easy. Same thing when I got a root canal. Everybody told me it was the most painful thing. Everybody's a bitch when it comes to pain, Like, life has a little bit of pain in it. You just got to take the fucking pain and deal with it. Don't think for a happy pill that's going to, make everything go away and you get happy all the time. It doesn't happen that way. So, yeah. Anyway, get the vasectomy. If you're uncertain, get the fucking vasectomy because it's just going to save you in the long run. Otherwise, you're going to be one of these miserable assholes that has a kid. And, I don't know. To me, I'm sorry, but it just doesn't. Here's my thing. When I look at married couples, yeah, I do feel a little twinge of envy. I'm not going to lie, because I'd like somebody in my life. But when I look at people with kids, I can't do shit but feel bad. The same envious feeling is not there. I'm not going, God, I wish I could be a dad. That's not going through my head. If anything, I'm like, good. good. I'm, because I look at other people and just go, doesn't look fun. I'm sorry. And it doesn't really. Honestly, when I see people, I'm just like, oh my God, I get to go home and chill and just relax and listen to music and, listen to my archives if I want to, or, talk on the phone or jump on Facebook. You got to go home and watch Barney, spend time with your kids. It's just, like I said, for those who love it, great. I salute you because we need people like you. But for me, no. I'm just telling you how I feel. And people think, and like I said, I've had arguments with people. That one asshole on Experience Project, the one time where he was telling me, oh, well, you're not being adult because you don't want to care for something. I'm like, what? Fuck you. Fuck you. Go, go get ass raped or something. So anyway, yeah, but for you to tell me I'm not adult. Why? Because I made an adult decision to not have kids. How about all these fuckers that have kids, billions of kids that don't take care of them, that abuse their kids? But they're plenty adult, aren't they? Hey, never mind. They beat their kids, they molest their kids, they do all kinds of fucked up things. But yet, they're adult. That makes them great. No, that doesn't make them great. But yet I'm a fucking nut. I'm the person who needs to grow up that's got problems. No, you know what? At least I'm man enough to admit it's not something I want to do. So, yeah. Wow. Gotta love them. Gotta love fucking people and their stupid rationalizations of shit. So, oh, man. So, yeah, winding down to the end of the fucking show. Was flying solo tonight. It was kind of interesting because it gave me a chance to rant and get shit off my chest a little bit. Which, here's another thing real quick. Another kind of annoying fucking thing. I hate these group texts that people send out. When they send out a text message and blast everybody in their fucking contact list. So then you get assholes who reply to all, and all of a sudden you're getting weird texts from like strange numbers you don't recognize. And you're going, what the fuck do you want, man? And they're going, what, I didn't text you. And you're like, yes, you did, asshole. You did text me. And they're like, no, I didn't. And they're sitting there arguing. I actually had an argument with somebody the other day, a couple weeks ago, as a matter of fact. And somebody sent out a group fucking text because they're promoting their dopesises and shit. And this guy texts back something. So I text him. I go, who the fuck is this? And he texts back. He's like, I didn't text you. Who are you? And I'm like, bullshit, dude. Your number's in my fucking phone. And I'm like talking shit to this guy. I was like, don't fucking play with me, dude. I quit school because of recess, you bitch ass motherfucker. I'm like talking shit to him. And, he's just like, I didn't text you, man. I don't know what you're talking about. And eventually he called me and I'm like, hey, I said, you've been texting me. He was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't text anything. And it wasn't until later that I put two and two together that it was somebody else sending out a group text and he happened to be in their contact list. And that's what was going on. Who else used to do that shit? Was retarded ass Whitney. She would send out these stupid fucking group texts about, everybody meet me at the fucking karaoke bar on Friday. Everyone's going to fill my pussy, And so then, of course, all these bitch ass niggas would write back. And, you're going, wait a minute. Where am I? I'm getting all these crazy texts from people. And then they have a nerve to get an attitude with you when you're like, why are you texting me? And they're like, what? Why are you giving me the third degree? Because you're texting me, shithead. Text back the person. And then finally, you had to surmise that it was dumbass Whitney sending out these stupid fucking texts. And it's like, oh, Jesus Christ, stop this shit. These group fucking texts, they're annoying. Because like I said, you don't know who's who. Then you start getting replies. And then you're trapped in this conversation. It's like when somebody adds you to a Facebook conversation. Same shit. They copy a shitload of people in a message. And, ooh, please vote for me. Please do that. Get me off this fucking list. I don't want you assholes responding and get every single fucking message in my inbox because you're responding to the conversation. So at least they have an option to leave the conversation. But why were you added into it in the first place? Why did they deem it necessary to add you into this bullshit? For their guerrilla marketing purposes. That's right. Yeah, let's force everybody to do, what they don't want to do so I can push my bullshit and push my fucking agenda and sell my dopical, defical, flyical, freshical CD. Maybe I don't want to buy your dopical, defical, flyical, freshical CD. So take me off the fucking list. Anyway, on that note, bitches, I'm Maxwell Silverhammer. This is the shit that fucking irks me. And that's the story there, bitches. See ya. What happened? Cord came out. I was like, there we go. See ya.
The shit that hurts me.
Ghost.